I don't ever want to speak ill of people of great juridical talents on YouTube and social media. But there are some folks who are primarily appellate lawyers, and they've been lawyers for a long time. And they're wonderfully adept and adroit and capable of explaining to you and explicating and limiting the particular, the more nuanced aspects of jurisprudential arcana. That being said, they couldn't try their way out of a paper bag. They're great for appellate type of, tactics. They're important. You always have to have the appellate court, meaning the appeal, to try to get somebody turned over appeal. But when you're trying the case and that jury is looking at you, how are you going to do? How are you going to put your abilities and your personality and your style together and convey with them? If you think picking a debate winner is tough, try going before a group of strangers explaining a case, this time of the most controversial person on the planet, and you're going to have to maintain some kind of degree of respect with them, and then they're going to like you, but also not taken out on your client. What are the considerations? What are the pitfalls? What does Trump have to do? Can he even win this? Is this even do we have a chance at this? Yes. But the only thing you can do, and the best thing you can do, is to probably do your best to minimize unforced errors. And keep in mind a couple of things. I'm going to be explaining this to you in extreme difficulty, in extreme precision, I should hope. But I want to talk to you about something right now. I want you to make a note of this website, preparewithlionel.com. These are our great friends at My Patriot Supply. This is called emergency food storage, emergency food. And as I've told you before, if people right now realize, where do I get this? Look around you and look at the ostensible weaponization or manipulation or something, the gain of function, dare I say, of weather. I've seen weather that doesn't even exist. I've seen stuff. How about fire nados? Weird conflations, portmanteaus of fire plumes and tornadoes, and an admixture of death and destruction. Dear God, what is going on here? And whenever there is anything that disrupts the food chain, if ever there's any kind of a problem, let's say there's ransomware again, and fuel, gas stations are shut down, or fuel delivery, or commerce chains and delivery chains and anything involving the ports, or truckers on strike, or tsunamis, tornadoes, cyclones, hurricanes, flooding, anything, grain areas, problems with war, Ukraine, name it. Where does it show up? Food. The slightest hiccup will destroy the functioning of food delivery, and people go nuts. That's why I want you to go to preparewithlionel.com and check this thing out. Look what we're talking about here. We're not talking about banana chips and prunes. We're talking a 3-month emergency food supply, 2,000 calories a day, 21 varieties of delicious foods with a 25-year shelf life, 6 rugged water-resistant buckets that you stack up on a modular basis, breakfast, lunches, dinners. Look at the varieties. Go to preparewithlionel.com. You can laugh all you want, dismiss this all you want. You can say, whatever. We're talking food. We're talking zombie land. We're talking a president and an administration who prefers to laud chest-feeding, overpaying, homage, and feelings of well, not contrite to an extent, but feeling of sorrow for the Lahaina Maui victims. We live in a world that's upside down. And this place will go crackers. Remember, there were toilet paper runs during COVID for reasons I still don't understand. Preparewithlionel.com. You do it now. You will thank me. Thank me. You know what I'm saying is true. Don't tell me. No, the food's always going to be safe. No! Preparewithlionel.com. Do it now before it's too late. Now, what does Trump have to do? Let's talk about this. Well, in no particular order, let me give you my idea of what he has to do. You ready for this? Okay, first of all, he's got to sever his case from the rest of these people. Sever, get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. Dear God, get him out of the way. He looks like he's part of this Gambino pizza connection. Who are these people? Then you get Rudy. I don't know how Rudy's going to be. Rudy concerns me. Rudy was such a great mayor. Oh my God, he saved New York. And now I don't know what he's done. Who knows? Second, who's going to flip on him? Who's already flipped on him? Let me ask you a question. Think about this. Let's say you're Rudy, as an example, and I have no reason to even suggest this, and I think if ever there's a stand-up guy, it's Rudy. But let's just be crazy for a moment, okay? Here's a guy who's 79, 70, 80 years old. Down at the end of his trajectory, he went from the highest of highs, now he's doing this, okay? He turns to Trump and says, hey, listen, you got to help me out with these legal fees here. You know, I put myself on the line for you. You know, this was about you. This isn't about me. I did this for you. Now you're going to help me out with these legal fees. Sorry. What? Sorry. Trump's now, they say, might be moving, who knows, Mar-a-Lago to his son. I hope it's a little bit less transparent than that, but what do I know? You don't see Rudy one day sitting in his hotel or sitting along having a few shots and saying, I've had enough of this. I know how this thing works. I know how this thing works. He's had his bouts with Sammy the Bull. He's his whole half of the whole federal criminal practice has been flipping people and getting this one that doesn't like it, this one and substantial assistance against this one. Oh my God. So he picks up the phone and says, listen, let me offer you some minimal. What are you looking for? See what I can do. Get me out of this. I'm 80 years old. I don't belong here. I'm Rudy. I'm a crime fighter. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not going to put any amount of, probably is not. But what I'm saying is if it can happen to Rudy, how about somebody down the road who says, I don't know what the hell's going on here. They don't even know my name. Why am I even in a racketeering? For what? Racketeering? This is a racketeering organization. I don't even know who these people are. How do I know? How am I a part of it? What? You don't think that's going to happen? Now, another thing you got to keep in mind. What's Trump's? Let's assume it goes to court. And by the way, stop talking about this mugshot. Mugshots don't matter. Nobody cares about that. Elvis is a mugshot. Everybody's got a mugshot. Look at the mugshots. Frank Sinatra got a mugshot. Everybody's got mugshots. It means nothing. The greatest mugshots of all times were Rush Limbaugh, Tom DeLay, and John Gotti. Throw in Jenna Ellis. She's smiling a little too much. Does Trump's mugshot look stupid? Yes. Should he have practiced for that? Yes. But it's moot. Nothing. The mugshot doesn't matter. It's unnecessary, but it's moot at this particular point. But how is he going to deal? Let's assume he goes to trial. And we'll get to this in a moment. He's sitting in a courtroom, and sitting over there are these people, and they're this far away from a president. They've never seen a former president. They're going crazy. They're sitting in this is a state court in Georgia. State. They're thinking to themselves, wow. How does Trump look? Does he talk to them? Does he not? Can you talk? Be careful. Do they call him President Trump? Do they call him Mr. Trump? I can see what is called a motion in limine, depending upon where you're from, that asks the court, may we refer to him as former President Trump or President Trump? They call colonels, and doctors, and this is courtesy. This is the way it goes. Obviously, these are things which are critical for people to understand. People have to understand how this thing works, okay? So do you call him that? How does Trump look at these people? Now, another thing, too, is you think I'm kidding. You got to understand something. Now, what's also critical to understand is Trump has to do little stupid things. Like, for example, he's going to stand up whenever that jury comes in. The president is going to stand up for you. The president is going to show ultimate respect to you because they are under the impression that Trump is some class A prick who doesn't know it, who doesn't like anybody, but they're going to be amazed at his comportment, deportment, his respect for the jury. It's going to wow them. That's the next one. Sever the defendant. Sever the cases to an extent, yes, but sever the defendants. Preferably move to federal court. Get out of there. Why federal court? If you can show under the rules that what Trump did, believe it or not, was in his capacity as a sitting president, that's a different world completely. It's a different strategy, different aspect, and we'll remove him from this. Remove him from the this cacophonous concatenation of criminal calamity. He's got to get out of that. Now, he also understands he has to balance these cases. He has to balance them. And let me say something to you. I love when people say, "Oh, that New York case is a joke." It's not a joke. They're going to convict him of it. What's the matter with you? Oh, that's stupid. What? You can't disqualify him from office because of the 14th Amendment. Yes, they will. These are these experts, these people who say, "Oh, I know what I'm talking about." And the reason why they do it is one of two reasons. Number one, they go on YouTube, they go on these things to tell you what you want to hear. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. They tell you what you want to hear. Sorry. Numbers go up, metrics go up. Ooh, I'm doing this the wrong way. I always tell you reality. Trump can get convicted of everything. Could Trump do time in prison? Yes, theoretically. There's some hurdles here. You haven't, I'm sure you know this by now. You do know they want to. And by the way, that question that Tucker Carlson asked about whether they're going to Epstein him, I'm not even going to go there. But do you think that's out of the ordinary? And Trump believes that Epstein committed suicide? Come on, stop it. Did somebody tell you to say that? You know, if I didn't know better, I'm thinking, so maybe you're worried about some pictures that might be on some Epstein thing somewhere, and you're going to, lowball that concern. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm just coming up with different ideas. I'm not suggesting any of that other kind of stuff. But all I'm going to tell you right now is simply this. Trump has got to teach these people a lesson. Bring on historians. Bring on experts. Bring on people who have spent their life studying the notion of the process to convince these people and explain to these people that what Trump did was absolutely 100% correct and within the boundaries of the law, and that it's been done before. And they did it with Bush against Gore. They did it with Jamie Raskin did it, and Stacey Abrams did it, and Hillary Clinton did it. And everybody does this. Everybody does this. Show them. Stretch this thing out. Put on expert witnesses. Put on academicians. Put on people to explain. You have to, in order to vitiate the notion of the intent aspect, you have to show these people what it was that you were trying to do in the first place. Because you will vitiate the specific intent aspect of it, or specifically the notion that you intended knowingly, intentionally to be violating the laws, for you to tell them, no, I didn't do anything that violates the law. This is commonplace. This is what happens in real life. Okay, you got it? You got it? Good. Good. Now, do me a favor. Do you a favor. Do everybody a favor. Let me ask you again, in my nicest of ways, please, for the love of God, I want you to go to preparewithlionel.com. Go to this. Go right now. Go to this. It's the link is on the description section. In the comments, you can't. If nothing else, look at what's available. You will be shocked. Because when I imagine kind of like this NASA Tang, these bags of, you put water. These aren't MREs. This is like nothing you've ever seen. Because there is going to be food shortages through some disaster scenario. I can't even imagine yet. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Do it before it's too late. Prepare with Lionel.com. And that's the only link you use. Do I make myself clear? All right, dear and glorious friend, have a great and glorious day yourself. And now comment as you see fit.